The ghost of Khuong Ha Lake in Hanoi. Terrifying Vietnamese ghost story. Welcome back to haunted Vietnam, where forgotten lakes, ancient shrines, and restless spirits whisper stories that most dare not repeat. Tonight, we journey into the crowded streets of Hanoi, where modern life rushes by, yet hidden among the concrete and neon lies a small lake that the locals fear after dark. This is the story of the haunted lake of Khuong Ha, a hidden lake in the heart of Hanoi. The Thanh Xuan district of Hanoi is known for its narrow streets and bustling markets. Cars, motorbikes, and neon lights define the scene. Yet on Khuong Ha Street, tucked between rows of old houses, stands a relic of the past. The Khuong Ha communal house and a small, murky lake beside it. By daylight, the lake appears unremarkable, just another patch of water in a city filled with ponds and rivers. Children play near the banks, fishermen sit quietly, and elders gossip in the shade of banyan trees. But as the sun sets, the lake undergoes a transformation. The water darkens into an inky void, reflecting not the sky above, but something far older and far more unsettling. The legend of the drowned maiden local legends trace back to centuries ago, when Khuong Ha was still a small farming village. One story is told over and over, the story of the maiden who never left the lake. She was only 18, adopted into a wealthy household. Her foster parents forced her to marry a man of influence, but her heart resisted. One night, under the light of a full moon, she went to the lake to fetch water. When the villagers awoke the next morning, her yoke and buckets were found abandoned by the shore. Hours later, her lifeless body floated to the surface, her lips blue, her eyes wide open as though staring straight into eternity. Whispers spread quickly. Her death was not an accident. Some claimed they saw bruises on her arms, as though she had struggled before being thrown into the water. From that night on, the lake was never the same. Locals said the girl's spirit clung to the waters, her soul too angry, too betrayed to rest. Blood moon nights. Generations have passed, yet the curse remains. Residents swear that on nights of the blood moon, the lake turns a deep, unnatural crimson. No wind blows, yet ripples spread across the surface. Those brave, or foolish enough to look closely, have reported seeing a white hand clawing upward, desperate for escape, only to sink again into the depths. A group of young men once dared each other to fish at midnight. Their lines jerked violently, pulled with a strength no fish could possess. When they reeled them in, what clung to the hooks was not fish, but shredded fabric soaked in foul-smelling water. The men fled in terror, never to return. The cry in the silence. It is not only the eyes that witness her. Many claim to have heard her. In the stillness of midnight, beneath the hum of the city, comes a sound, the soft, broken sobs of a young woman. At times, it swells into a wail of rage, echoing across the narrow streets. One old villager recounted the night he stumbled past the lake. He saw her clearly. A figure in a long white owl dye, hair streaming over her face. She did not walk. She glided over the water's surface. Frozen with fear, he could only watch as she drifted closer. When he cried out, the figure dissolved into mist. Yet when he dared to peer into the lake, he saw a dark shadow moving beneath the water, circling like a predator. The lake takes its victims. Accidents have plagued Khuong Ha Lake for decades. Children have drowned in shallow water, their bodies discovered with eyes wide open, eerily similar to the drowned maiden of legend. A drunken man once stumbled into the lake. By morning, his corpse was retrieved with his arms twisted unnaturally, as though dragged down by invisible hands. Locals believe these are not accidents. They say the maiden's spirit, furious and abandoned, seeks company in death. Those who are careless, those who linger too long by the banks, she calls them, she pulls them under. Modern Hanoi, ancient curse today. Hanoi grows upward with high-rises, supermarkets, and endless traffic. But in Khuong Ha, this small lake still lingers, a dark eye staring back at the city. Outsiders see only still water, but the villagers know better. They avoid it after dark. Children are warned never to play too close. Fishermen abandon their spots once the sun sets. And yet, on certain nights, passersby report glimpsing a figure at the water's edge. A girl in white, head tilted, standing silently, staring into the depths. Some who stare too long find themselves haunted by dreams. Dreams of being dragged down into black water, lungs filling, nails clawing desperately at unseen walls. They wake screaming, their fingernails broken, their bedsheets torn. The curse lives on the haunted lake of Khuong Ha remains as it has for centuries. Small, hidden, yet impossibly heavy with sorrow. By day, it is part of the neighborhood's rhythm. By night, it is something else entirely. A doorway between worlds, guarded by the rage of a spirit who is never forgiven, never forgotten. And so, if you ever walk through Thanh Xuan district, past the Khuong Ha communal house, and stop by that quiet little lake, remember this warning. Do not look too long into its depths, because from below, a pair of eyes may already be looking back. This is haunted Vietnam, where the shadows of the past rise again, and where every forgotten corner might hide a curse.